Starting off at number 10, we have Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. So this is one I think that we all know, but I'll give you the quick rundown anyways. So the pair got married in 2000 and had a loving relationship. But in 2004, Aniston even spoke about her excitement to have kids with Pitt, and that she was excited that they were going to be spending way more time together, with her rapping Friends, and when he was going to be ending his new movie, which was Mr. and Mrs. Smith, co-starring Angelina Jolie. I think we all know where this is going. But not long after, Pitt and Jolie started working together on their film in 2005, rumors that the two were having an affair began to circulate. Then that same year, Brad and Jen divorced, and only a month later, Brad and Angelina were spotted vacationing together, which Jen later commented on, saying that she was just as shocked as the rest of the world. Ouch. Poor Jen, that really has gotta hurt. Next at number 9, we have Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Thought I'd just make these back to back since, you know, basically one goes into the other now. So after a terrible and messy divorce from Aniston, with plenty of cheating rumors flying around, Brad and Angelina basically confirmed they were together only a month after the divorce, when pictures of them vacationing in Kenya were released. Then, only a year after Pitt's divorce from Aniston, people confirmed Jolie and Pitt were expecting. That same month, a judge granted a request to change Maddox and Zahar's last names to Jolie Pitt. They kept adopting children and growing their family to 6 kids, with 3 being the biological children of the pair and 3 being adopted. Then came their separation, that Jolie admitted to the media, during which it was debated if they were faithful. Then came the divorce, which was just as messy as the marriage. One of the messiest revelations was that Pitt may have even gotten physical with their eldest child, Maddox, while he was drunk. But the LA Department of Child and Family Services later cleared him of all charges. Then there was the fight about money, when Jolie claimed that Pitt hadn't paid any meaningful child support since they split. But then it came out that Pitt had paid over $1.3 million and even loaned her $8. So I don't know about that. Next up at number 8, we have Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. So this is one that doesn't look all that messy if you just look at the actual facts of what happened. But if you look at the interesting, let's say, coincidences that took place, especially relating to Cruise, there's some weirdness with this one. In 2005, they very publicly started dating. The same year, Katie said she was converted to Scientology, as Tom was a devout Scientologist, if that's even a word. Then after the pair got married and had their child, Cruise's Scientology indoctrination went viral and made some people a little uneasy. And then a book came out that claims that Tom invited Scientology elders into a screen test to find his next wife. And Katie was apparently not Tom's first choice. In June 2012, Holmes' team made a statement to people about how she was divorcing Cruise, who he said wasn't expecting it at all. Then in the divorce, there were some weird clauses that kept Tom somewhat still dominant over Katie, like the clause made her not allowed to mention their marriage or date anyone publicly for 5 years after the split from Tom. The settlement also reportedly contained ironclad rulings that Suri would not be made a member of the controversial Church of Scientology, where Tom holds a high rank. And then something else that was interesting is the fact that when Tom split with all his other past wives, they were all 33. So he just likes to break out with people that they did at that age, I guess. Next at number 7, we have Kim K and Chris Humphries. This is another one that started fine but ended really badly. And the fact that practically the whole thing was televised on Kim's various reality shows made it even worse. So the pair started dating in 2010 and everything seemed to be going fine. Then they got engaged just 7 months after they started dating. And it was really shocking to her incredibly tight-knit family who had barely even met him before the engagement. And the family didn't even really seem to get along with Chris on the episodes of the show that he was on, making things even stranger. Then the pair got married on August 2011, in as beautiful as a ceremony as you could expect. But then, as I'm sure you all know, this relationship would go down as one of the shortest marriages of all time, with Kim filing for divorce only 72 days after marrying. Then after all the episodes were released and Chris claimed that the show made him look bad, and a lot of things that made people dislike him were actually staged, the two got into a heated legal battle that made the split even messier. Next in at number 6, we have Chris Brown and Rihanna. Well, Chris and Rihanna have known each other since 2005 as friends. They didn't admit to being in a relationship until around 2008. But in 2009, everything seemed to freeze after an argument between the couple escalated to Brown getting violent with Rihanna, leaving her with physical injuries. As I'm sure you all know, this was like the story heard around the world. In his documentary though, Chris spoke more about the night, giving his version of events. Brown said that the fight with Rihanna started when she became jealous that his ex showed up at a pre-Grammys party that they attended. Then she started to throw her phone at him while he was driving. And then she was kicking him and continued to hit him. So because of this, he snapped and then punched her. And once he realized what he did, he was totally in shock and immediately regretted the whole thing. But that caused the fight to continue to escalate. And he said she grabbed his genital region and that caused him to bite her arm while he was still trying to drive. So Brown was arrested, eventually pleaded guilty to assault and got 5 years of probation and was ordered to do 6 months of community service and attend domestic violence counseling. He continued in the doc, saying that the relationship was always violent between the two of them, but Rihanna has not commented on his claims, so we don't know how much of what he actually said in the doc is true. But since '09, the two singers have interacted and even shocked the world when they collabed on a few tracks in 2012. One called Nobody's Business and another the Birthday Cake remix. So maybe they're actually becoming low-key good with each other now? Who knows? Halfway through number 5, we have Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. So these two seem to have the perfect marriage, until it quickly started crumbling. The decision was made in 2015, but the divorce was not finalized till much later. They didn't reveal the reasons for the divorce, but in a 2017 interview, Jen shared that she was not happy with the state of her marriage, saying, quote, "I would not have chosen this life for myself or my kids. I would not choose to be single or in this position." However, this did not stop people from speculating as the reason for their split. One of the main ones that people claimed was that Ben's drinking was becoming too much for her to handle. But then others were claiming that he was actually having an affair with their household nanny, Christine Ozonian. Some rumors even claim that Christine asked some paparazzi to take snaps of her with Ben during a late night hookup amid the ex-couple's messy divorce drama. So yeah, pretty shady on her part. But then Jen came out and debunked that, saying that they had been separated for a month before he started dating the nanny. But very recently, Ben came out to discuss their divorce, saying that it was the biggest mistake of his life and that his drinking was in fact the main problem the couple had, and it's what led to the divorce. So next in at number 4, we have Big Sean and Naya Rivera. This is another one fraught with cheating allegations and plenty of exposing. So she stated in her memoir titled Sorry Not Sorry that in 2014, before her and Sean were gonna break off their engagement, she went over to his house to see what she described was a little girl sitting cross-legged on the couch listening to music. And then she didn't directly name the girl, but said that the name rhymed with Shmariana Shmonde. And I think we all know who that could be. She also said that she found out online through a PR statement that her wedding to Big Sean was off. He didn't even have the guts to tell her to her face, which is really shitty on his part. Then since Big Sean and Ariana started dating just months later, it seemed that the rumors of him being unfaithful were most likely true. Then sliding into number 3, we have Emma Roberts and Evan Peters. This on and off again couple initially got together in 2012, and everything looked to be going smoothly until 2013 when Emma was arrested on suspicion of domestic abuse after someone heard a dispute coming from their room and called the police. When authorities arrived, they allegedly discovered Evan with a bloody nose and a bite mark. Evan wasn't arrested though, as Emma had no marks on her body. Then after that, the pair stayed together and made it clear by posting pictures together, and Emma's team even released a PR statement saying it was an accident and the couple was working on moving past it. But then in 2015, they broke off their engagement after they said that the romance just fizzled out. But then 3 short months after calling off their engagement, they were spotted out together again. Then they broke up and got back together again, and then they ended another engagement, and she's now moved on with actor Garrett Hedlund. So maybe they'll get back together again, who knows, because these guys are just, I don't even know what's going on with them on and off again. It's like crazy. Then at number 2, we have Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. So this one's a doozy that we've actually been covering a lot on the channel recently, so watch our videos on the new updates with the couple if you have not already. So Depp and Heard met on the set of The Rum Diary, with Depp playing a journalist obsessed with Heard's character. Then after they got engaged, a text convo between them was leaked which showed alleged proof of Depp's abusive behavior. The couple still married though in 2015, but then later in 2015 they got into some legal trouble when they brought their dog into Australia without waiting the 10-day incubation period. To avoid some serious jail time, the couple made a video apologizing. But that video was later mocked by pretty much everyone. Then in 2016, more abuse allegations came out against Depp, with Heard claiming that he shoved her into the floor at her birthday. Then after the abuse continued, Heard's friend Io Tillett Wright made a phone call that caused his arrest. But then Depp's daughter and both of his former wives came out to defend him, saying that there's no way that the claims are true and that they think that she might actually just be lying. And then, as you all know if you've been following the channel, reports came out that showed that all of the abuse from Depp might have just been a lie, and that Heard was actually the abusive one the whole time. And finally at number 1, we have Tiger Woods and his wife Elin Nordegrin. So Tiger Woods might have had one of the most iconic relationship scandals of all time, considering the fact that before the incident he was relatively quiet about his relationship and had the legendary golfer image we all knew him for. But the huge scandal relating to infidelities against his former wife Elin all erupted in 2009. On November 25th, the National Enquirer published a story alleging Tiger Woods was having an affair with New York nightclub hostess Rachel Uchtil, and that the pair were recently together in Australia where Mr. Woods competed in the Australian Masters. Then after seeing this report on November 27th, Tiger Woods crashed his Cadillac Escalade into a fire hydrant and his neighbor's tree at 2:25 a.m. just meters away from his Florida mansion. And then his wife, Elin, used a golf club to smash one of the SUV's back windows. And after this, Tiger was hospitalized, and then he came out in defense of his wife, saying she was not trying to hurt him. But then just a few days later, on December 2nd, US Weekly magazine published a cover story saying that an LA cocktail waitress claims that she had a 31-month-long affair with Mr. Woods. And then after this, it caused a snowball effect with tons of other women starting to come out with proof that they had relations with Woods. In conclusion, Tiger confessed to cheating with as many as 120 women behind his wife's back during their 5-year marriage, which is absolutely insane. Like, I have no idea who even kept track of all those, to be honest. But sources say what put the nail in the coffin for Elin, though, was when she discovered Tiger had a one-night stand with the 21-year-old daughter of their neighbor. After this, the distraught mother of 2 decided to sign divorce papers. And we cannot blame her.
Number 10. Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth. Miley Cyrus admitted that she was dating her last song co-star Liam Hemsworth in 2010, but their relationship hasn't exactly been seamless. In June of 2010, Miley denied rumors of their budding romance, but months later, in August, it was confirmed that they were dating. What followed was a rocky relationship, to say the least. The pair broke up, got back together, and then broke up a few more times before announcing another reconciliation in April 2011. And then in June 2012, Miley announced her engagement to Liam, but within months of getting her beautiful engagement ring, reports surfaced that Liam was cheating on her. It was difficult to say whether or not the stars have completely moved on from their on-again, off-again relationship, but it's clear that they are both doing much better apart. Number 9. Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher. These two called it quits in 2011 after 6 years of marriage, but their relationship is still a hot topic among fans. The Golden Globe nominee and the star of that 70s show began dating in 2003 and tied the knot 2 years later. The Hollywood power couple quickly became known for their 15-year age difference. When asked about the age gap in an interview, Demi said, "He was 25, I was 40. However, everything came to an end in 2011, 6 years after the wedding. Ashton allegedly cheated on Demi with Sarah Lyle, and their divorce was finalized in 2013. But Ashton clearly took the breakup to heart, as in 2018 he went on a podcast with Dak Shepard and talked about how he hadn't eaten for almost a week after coming out of a toxic relationship and marriage. Number 8. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. Now that an all-new TV series called Pam and Tommy is being released, it's worth taking a look at what went so wrong with this iconic couple and where the drama in their relationship really started. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee first met on New Year's Eve in 1994, and only 4 days of knowing each other, the two got married in Cancun, Mexico, on February 19th, 1995. Instead of exchanging rings, the couple tattooed each other's names around their fingers for a more permanent symbol of their love. However, things started going downhill for them in 1998 after Lee was arrested for hitting Anderson while she was holding their infant son. Anderson filed for divorce not long after and requested custody of their 2 sons. The two briefly reconnected after Lee served 6 months in prison for the incident. And number 7, Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick. This decade-long romance was very well documented on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And although fans loved Scott's quick-witted, snarky humor, it was obvious that he had trouble remaining committed to Kourtney. He was also a self-confessed hard partier and would often be seen binge drinking on and off the show. Kourtney, on the other hand, was always known as the more laid-back, mellow one in the relationship, and was completely unable to keep up with his hard partying ways. The pair eventually called things off for good after Scott went on another party binge just weeks after the birth of their 3rd child together, and photos of him getting close with other women surfaced online. Number 6, Britney Spears and Kevin Federline. Britney's infamous marriage to backup dancer Kevin Federline, also known as K-Fed, was a rocky one that did not end well for either party. The couple first crossed paths in April of 2004 and got married later that year after spending only a few short months together. It's worth noting that at the time, he was expecting his 2nd child with ex-fiancée Shah Jackson. The pair eventually welcomed 2 sons of their own before she filed for divorce in November 2006. The relationship was clearly a toxic one, as Spears quickly went into a downward spiral not long after, which resulted in her damaging a paparazzi car and shaving her head. Coming in at number 5, Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom. It was pretty much love at first sight when Khloe met NBA player Lamar Odom. The pair tied the knot in September of 2009 after just 1 month of dating in a romantic ceremony that was featured on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But Khloe's only marriage to Lamar Odom was unfortunately terrible and ended in disaster. Relatively soon into the marriage, it was revealed that not only did Lamar have a serious substance problem, but also admitted to being with countless other women during their relationship. The couple divorced shortly after he was found unconscious in a brothel. Well, it's safe to say that splitting up was for the best. Number 4, Madonna and Sean Penn. Madonna and Sean Penn's relationship first started out on the set of Material Girl in 1985. Both of them had just gotten out of relationships and started off as friends. However, their platonic relationship quickly blossomed into a romantic one, and by August of 1985, the two tied the knot on Madonna's 27th birthday. Their relationship started off good, but things quickly started to get rocky due to Penn's unpredictable outbursts and temper. The actor was said to have a very jealous streak and would fly into fits of rage whenever he saw what looked like other men getting close to Madonna. Eventually, Madonna decided that she had had enough and filed for divorce in December of 1987, later withdrawing the papers before filing again in January of 1989. It has been rumored that the singer suffered many years of verbal and physical violence from Penn, and that was the main reason for their divorce. Number 3, Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. Before meeting Hailey Baldwin, the Canadian pop star was famously linked to Selena Gomez for many years. The pair eventually went public with their relationship in 2011, after making an appearance at the Vanity Fair Oscars party. Many fans shipped the young romance intensely, even opting to call them Jelena as a couple name. But since their relationship was so public, the two had a very difficult time keeping things just between them. There were many accusations of cheating and feelings being hurt left and right. In an interview with Zane Lowe in February of 2020, Bieber even admitted to being reckless while dating Gomez. Rumors of infidelity led to the couple split in 2012, but since then they have gotten back together and broken up countless times, with a final split in March of 2018. And number 1, this couple takes the cake as one of the most toxic celebrity relationships that didn't last. Chris Brown and Rihanna were once the music industry's hottest young couple at the height of their romance. The two met as teenagers in 2005, starting off in the music industry, and it was from that initial meeting that they continued to cross paths. In 2008, it was revealed that they were officially dating, and all seemed to be going well, until their explosive argument the night before the Grammys, where Chris violently attacked Rihanna, leaving her bruised and battered. Chris was arrested and charged with felony battery, while Rihanna took out a restraining order against him. After years of apologizing and attempting to get his career back on track, Chris finally got Rihanna back in his arms in late 2012, and the couple gave their romance another shot. But their reunion only lasted a few months.
Starting us off at number 10, Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens. I consider them the teenage Angelina and Brad simply because they remind me of a young Angelina and Brad. Both attractive young kids full of life, starring in a huge movie which was on every TV screen in the back of a minivan. It also probably helped with the brand of High School Musical in general to see the two stars of the movie who play a love interest actually being in love, and although it was never confirmed, I feel Disney like low-key kind of pushed it because that's kind of what they do anyways. According to Hudgens, the two hit it off right when they first met, and Efron actually recalled the auditions when he was lucky enough to get paired with his future lover. I quote him saying, "My mom dropped me off out of a minivan somewhere in North Hollywood. I had no idea what to expect. There were about 40 guys when we walked in, and director Kenny Ortega was there with a piano, and they put everybody in a room together, and we ran through different phases of what we would need to do. First dancing, then singing, and a few of us got tapped on the shoulder to leave, and I didn't. And next came the scene reading sections, and I got paired with Vanessa Hudgens. Unfortunately, the power couple would split in December of 2010, but remained good friends So they say. Number 9, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Now if you're a fan of That 70s Show, you'd likely know that's where these two lovebirds met, but interestingly enough, they wouldn't end up together until about 6 years after the show. Kutcher would be married to Demi, who after 6 years decided to call it quits. Although Kutcher was technically still married and didn't file for divorce until December of 2012, he and Mila would start seeing each other during the first half of the year. Now it is important to mention, at the point of actually filing for divorce, Ashton and Demi had already been separated for a year. When Ashton and Mila started going out, Demi and Ashton publicly announced they would be getting a divorce, and it wouldn't be until about 6 months after the fact that Ashton would be seen in public with Mila. They got engaged in 2014 and now have 2 children together. Now at number 7, Penn Badgley and Blake Lively. These two were actually low-key dating for a little while, but it seems fans of Gossip Girl were too invested in their on-screen romance to take notice. That's actually not true at all. The pair just kept it like really secret, like as quiet as possible. They were even denying rumors that they were together when people asked them. And they did so because they feared their bosses would be upset they mixed work and pleasure. However, they stayed professional on set while they were together and even afterwards. The two would actually split up while filming for season 2, but no one even knew about it, much like they didn't know that they were together in the first place until going public. Joshua Safran, a co-producer and writer for the show, told Vanity Fair, "The shocking thing was, I found out on the set of season 2 finale that Blake and Penn had broken up months before. That's the sticky thing on set, relationships, especially shows. If it doesn't work out, you just better hope you can remain professional, because if you can't, it's gonna suck." At number 6, Cole Sprouse and Lily Reinhardt. We all know about this one as the two have been incredibly vocal about their relationship on Instagram. More so with people trying to spread false rumors of them cheating on each other or breaking up when in fact they were apparently still very much so together. Either way, the two play a couple on Riverdale, and it seems that on-screen chemistry translated into some real love for one another. However, over the course of the pandemic, it seems we all had too much time on our hands, which led to assumptions that the two were having issues. Although they took to social media time and time again to deny any rumors, eventually it would be official that the two split. Now it is fair to say the two have split and gotten back together in the past, and considering how they won't be on the Riverdale set until early January 2021, this will give them some time apart to really think about how they feel. Either way, I just hope when filming resumes, regardless of what these two decide, they can continue to maintain a professional relationship, because it is so important. Halfway now at number 5, Natalie Portman and Benjamin Millepied. These two met on the set of Black Swan, where Portman portrayed a ballerina striving for perfection. As we know, she spent hours rehearsing multiple times a week and at one point felt like she was dying. But it seems the production wasn't all that bad for Portman, who was the recipient of the Best Actress award at the Oscars that year. Aside from that, she met her husband, the film's choreographer. The two would go on to have a beautiful family with 2 children, and honestly, it seems they are genuinely happy, and that's all I want for people, so good on them. Wishing them all the best. Up next at number 4, we got Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. Now this one is actually kinda sad, as it appears Affleck's addiction got the best of him and led to their divorce. After meeting on the set of Pearl Harbor in the year 2000, these two would work together again in 2002 on the film Daredevil. At the time of the second production, Ben was with J-Lo and Garner was with Scott Foley. Within 2 years, both couples would split, and Affleck would be seen in public with Garner in October of 2004. By April of 2005, they got married and would go on to have 3 children. In an interview, Affleck admitted the two seemingly hit it off while working on the set of Daredevil, and has gone on to say the split was probably one of the worst decisions he's made in his life, but it probably didn't help that he was rumored to be sleeping with the family's nanny. Although Garner claims the two had split months before the nanny situation, she still said it was a bad lapse in judgment, but the two seem to be friendly and are still co-parenting their children together. Now at number 3, Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling. These two met while filming The Place Beyond the Pines, where they play lovers who share a child together. It seems from then on, the rest is history, as they would go on to have 2 kids and have been living happily ever after. They tend to keep their personal lives private, with no indication that they are even a couple on Eva's Instagram, and I wholeheartedly respect a happy Hollywood couple that is separating their career and personal lives. Over the years, they have been very quiet in regards to all aspects, from the status of their relationship to Mendes being questioned if she was pregnant, which, even though she was, pretty much dodged the question as a whole. At the end of the day, some people don't need the media being involved in every detail of their lives, and it seems Ryan and Eva have found a way to master that. Number 2, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, Blake is on here again, but this time it's with Ryan Reynolds, who she's still incredibly happy with. Much like the previous couple at number 3, it seems Ryan and Blake have managed to maintain an incredibly playful, lighthearted, and loving relationship while staying out of the public's eye. The two met while filming Green Lantern in early 2010, and although the film itself wasn't one of Ryan's proudest moments regarding his career, it seems it paid off in the end as a great life decision. The two started dating in October of 2011, got married in September of 2012, and have have gone on to have 3 kids, all while staying out of the nasty tabloids, full of rumors that lead to the end of most great relationships.
Number 10. Blood rituals. In an interview earlier this year with Glamour, Megan confirmed that the two of them engage in blood play. She said, "So I guess to drink each other's blood might mislead people, or people are imagining us with goblets and we're like Game of Thrones, drinking each other's blood. It's just a few drops, but yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion, for ritual purposes only." She went on to say that these rituals may depend on the lunar cycle, saying, "So when I do it, it's a passage, or it's used for a reason, and it's controlled where it's like, let's shed a few drops of blood and each drink it." But when it comes to MGK, she says he's much more haphazard and hectic and chaotic, where he's willing to just cut his chest open with a broken glass and be like, "Take my soul." At first you think, well, that's fine, I mean, every couple has to have their own kinks, but maybe these two have been watching too much Twilight. This whole thing is a little too satanic for me. Number 9. That GQ interview. The couple opened up about their relationship to the magazine, hoping to paint themselves once again as a kind of Romeo and Juliet couple, but instead the internet started clowning on them. The article is titled "True Romance, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are Hollywood's hottest new power couple," and here are some of the quotes. MGK said, "Even our first kiss, she wouldn't kiss me. We just put our lips right in front of each other and breathed each other. We just put our lips right in front of each other and breathed each other's breath, and then she just left." Megan then spoke about their chemistry and said, "It's ecstasy and agony for sure. I don't want people to think anything's perfect with us. I didn't say it was the darkest fairy tale for no reason. There's also the demonic side. Yes, there is certainly something demonic going on. Many internet users have since joked that their relationship is reminiscent of a really bad fan fiction, with one viral meme that says, 'Just saw Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox in public. Luckily grabbed a couple pics,' and it shows two teens dramatically embracing." Number 8. The Thorn Ring. When MGK was asked about their engagement, he proudly told Vogue about what kind of engagement ring he had gifted his wife. As you would have expected, there's something incredibly sadistic about it. He claimed that the teardrop emerald ring he proposed to Megan with was designed to inflict pain on her if she were to ever take it off. He said, "It's a thoroughbred Colombian emerald with no treatment. It was just carved into the teardrop straight out of the mine. The concept is that the ring can come apart and make 2 rings. When it's together, it's held in place by a magnet. The bands are actually thorns, so if she tries to take it off, it hurts." The interviewer then questioned the choice of the ring, and MGK just said, "Love is pain." So what does that tell you? Wanting to inflict pain on your partner when they choose to leave you is a textbook toxic relationship. But hey, I'm sure it's a pretty ring. Number 7. Calling him daddy. Megan set the internet into a collective frenzy during the 2021 MTV Video Music Awards while presenting alongside Kourtney Kardashian. Both women introduced their respective boyfriends, Machine Gun Kelly and Travis Barker, ahead of their performance, and the moment is still living rent-free in my head to this day. Megan said, "I'm a huge fan of this next performer. I've watched him grow, not just as an artist but as a person. New York, I need you to get extra loud for our future baby daddies." Throughout the evening, Megan constantly refers to MGK as daddy. The 36-year-old Transformers star walked the red carpet in a barely there, completely sheer dress with an embellished G-string underneath. She then revealed to Entertainment Tonight during an interview that her fiance was behind the whole thing. Quote, "He was like, 'You're gonna get naked tonight.' I was like, 'Whatever you say, daddy, whatever daddy says.'" Then later she posted a photo from that night on Instagram with the caption, "Daddy's gonna win a VMA." I mean, at this point it's just too much. Number 6. Comments about Halsey. One of the biggest red flags about a guy is the way he speaks about his ex-girlfriends. The rapper was briefly involved with the singer Halsey in 2017 before they parted ways. Even though the breakup seemed amicable, MGK chose to publicly embarrass her on a radio show. He went on the Breakfast Club radio show for an interview that was hosted by DJ Envy, Angela Lee, and Charlemagne the God. He was asked if he and Halsey ever dated, to which he said no, but then Charlemagne asked him if they had ever smashed, and he just smirked and he said yes. Now most decent people would respond to that question by simply declining to answer, but the way he said it was incredibly disrespectful. So what was Halsey's response to this mess? Well, she just tweeted, "How absolutely pathetic." To make matters worse, she was dating G-Eazy at the time, and MGK dropped a diss track rubbing it in, with lyrics saying that he effed his girl and accusing G-Eazy of copying his style by bleaching his hair blonde and wearing an earring, which is just trash behavior all round. Number 5. The Halloween costume. The couple were recently accused of disrespecting the Catholic Church after they dressed up in a fetishized version of religious costumes for Halloween this year. MGK MGK dressed as a priest and Megan wore latex lingerie with thigh-high boots. In photos posted online, they are both seen clutching rosary beads, and a video shows the rapper feeding her communion while she crouches down on her knees in an explicit pose. To make matters worse, Megan captioned the photo saying, "On Sundays we take communion." MGK also shared the video to his Instagram stories, writing, "God bless you." The comment section, of course, was flooded with criticism of their antics, with one follower writing, "I'm not Catholic, but this is so wrong in so many ways." With one user writing, "I'm not Catholic, but this is so wrong and in many ways making fun of religion. Respect requires respect, so you guys lost mine." Another user wrote, "This is just distasteful and I'm an atheist." While there's a good argument that religion is fair game when it comes to Halloween costumes, these guys found a way to just take it way too far. Number 4, that Instagram post. These two are not only known for their over-the-top PDA, but also their cringy Instagram posts. In fact, their social media presence as a couple is so intense that people have said they give off a high school band kids after 1 week of dating vibe. So if you're feeling a little confused, let me show you one of the Instagram posts that Megan made. When she posted a photo of the two of them, she made the caption, "The tale of two outcasts and star-crossed lovers caught in the throes of a torrid solar flare of a romance, featuring feverish obsession, addiction, shamans, lots of blood, general mayhem, therapy, tantric night terrors, binding rituals, chakra sound baths, psychedelic hallucinations, organic smoothies, and the kind of sex that would make Lucifer clutch his rosary." A lot of their social media posts read like poorly written fan fiction. As a result, there's a running joke that they remind people of the Joker and Harley Quinn meme that says, "She was fearless and crazier than him. She was his queen, and God help anyone who dared disrespect his queen." Number 3, dodging his kiss. There's bound to be moments of tension between every couple, but the video that was captured of Megan and MGK made people think they were actually going to break up. They're usually the king and queen of gross PDA, but during a red carpet appearance in April, the actress can be seen awkwardly avoiding a kiss from her fiancé. The viral footage shows an uninterested Megan appearing to physically dodge a kiss from him. MGK laughed awkwardly at the rejection when he realized the cameras were on him. Megan then glared at him and made it apparent that he did something wrong. Around the same time, there was also an awkward video going around with the couple sitting alongside their cast members from the comedy movie called Good Morning. Fans couldn't help but notice that it was another moment when Megan just looked unhappy, especially because MGK was busy laughing with former Disney actress Dove Cameron. Number 2, blood necklace. MGK took his song Bloody Valentine to a whole new level in February when he revealed that Megan had gifted him a drop of her blood to wear around his neck. He went on the Elin DeGeneres show and said, "Well, she was actually going out of town to film a movie. This was really new in our relationship. I didn't have a passport either. So she was going out to Bulgaria, so I was kind of freaking out, like, you're gonna leave me and I can't even come and see you. Some people give like a handkerchief to their partner or whatever. She gave me her DNA." So apparently, because they didn't want to have to stress about spending time apart, she gave him an actual bit of her blood to carry around. Again, I don't know what it is with these two and blood, but as crazy as it sounds, they're not actually the first celebrity couple to do this. Back when Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton were married, they also wore necklaces with vials of each other's blood. So maybe it is romantic. Number 1, always starting fight. The rapper got into an altercation with UFC star Conor McGregor that was seemingly unprovoked. The story goes that they were both on the MTV Music Video Awards red carpet when things escalated very quickly. In video footage of the incident, McGregor could be seen lunging at Kelly, who was held back by both security and Megan Fox. Seconds later, the fighter was escorted away, but not before he threw a cocktail in his direction. According to TMZ, McGregor walked up just to say hello when Kelly said something inaudible and pushed him, spilling one of his drinks in the process. Then MGK's security attempted to push him away, and that's when the fight broke out. The UFC star later said, "I only fight real fighters, people that actually fight. I certainly don't fight little Vanilla Ice white rappers. I don't even know the guy. I don't know anything about him except that he's with Megan Fox." It's pretty obvious who started the fight in this scenario, and time again we are reminded of just how immature MGK can be.